I'm happy and honored to present Chuck Reeves. So Chuck, come on up here.
You're done good, thank you. Yeah, big hand, big hand. Good afternoon. I'm from the South, I'm used to better. Good afternoon. Have you ever said to yourself, I wish I had known then what I know now? Okay, we've all done that, and it's evidence of a missed opportunity. I want to submit to you that this is then. At some point in the future, you're going to look back on this conference and say, I wish I had known then what I know now. As you heard in the introduction, I've spoken about 3,500 times all over the world, all 50 states. I have never seen an organization with greater possibility or potential than what's in this room right now. I've not seen another organization with greater possibility and potential compared to what's in this room right now. But you need to understand, it's possibility and potential. It's not execution. So what you take away from this conference, what you take back and give to your people, what you take back and teach to your people is going to determine the level of success this organization achieves. You're a new old company or an old new company. You're coming together with a heritage. You're coming together with a lot of great minds, a lot of different ideas, a lot of different ways of doing things, and you're putting together in this amalgam, this new organization. And you have the opportunity now to go forward and make of it whatever you choose to make of it. What a grand opportunity. If you were the brass at United Technologies, if you were up at the executive level, the board or something, and you looked at this reorganization, reorganization is another word for reinventing. And companies that are not reinventing are dying. There is no stagnant position anybody can maintain in the market. If you were those executives and you were looking at putting this organization together, who would you decide to put at the top of it? A builder or a runner? A builder or a runner? Runners are those people who fine-tune the familiar. They take an organization and just kind of keep it going. Builders are those people who take nothing and make something out of it. They take it as high as they can. I was AT&T's top salesperson. I worked for that company for 15 years. I left them in the fall of 1982. They broke the company up in January of '83. I didn't realize I was that important, but I think the facts pretty much speak for themselves. They had 1 million employees, $66 billion in revenue, and they virtually went away for a number of years because they were trying to fine-tune the familiar. Let me just keep going at the same old rate. Let me see if there's not something we could do differently. We invented, when I was at AT&T, we invented the transistor and made nothing out of it. So when we look at these megacorps, we can't say that success is automatic. We can't say that our success is assured. What we have to look at is who's leading this pack and what is my role? What is my individual role? Have you ever heard the term middle manager? Do you know where that term came from? Caught in the middle. You have a leader up here who has defined success, and you have your salespeople down here, and implementation now is up to you. What will you do differently as a result of your time at this conference? What will you do differently as a result of your investment of your time, which you can never get back, in this conference? If we make no changes in our behavior, we can expect no changes in the results. As Bruce said earlier, the popular definition of insanity is doing the same thing over and over again and somehow expecting a different outcome. Who coined that phrase? Einstein said it. In fact, 2 of his last 3 bios quote him as having said it, which he did, but he actually got it from somebody else, a guy named Benjamin Franklin. Now, what do we learn from that? Human nature doesn't change. Human nature doesn't change. By show of hands, how many of you suspect the majority of your salespeople are human? Could I see your hands? I mean, there are days we question that. Is that correct? I mean, for me, it's body piercings and tattoos. I start looking at that because my generation doesn't understand that. The current buying generation does understand that. You see, what brought us here is not going to take us forward. You're successful sales leaders, but what brought us here is not necessarily going to take us forward. So what will we do differently? As a result of this conference, what changes will you make in your behavior?